I'm Jess Campmans, guided by Equus, and I'm here with your Horse Wisdom healing message for the week of August 24th. I have with me here Noche, one of my senior stallions, and his son Magic. And normally I would be wanting to put them in a, let's call it more opportune background. But I'm here with them, and I've come to realize a handful of things since the last video. And we live on a working farm, and so this is our farm. This is where they live, and this is where I do the work that I do. And the message for this week, that's Noche yawning, is there's like a missing piece of the puzzle that we've been longing for and yearning for and unable to uncover. And it's finally coming to light. It's finally being illuminated. If, in the words of one of my very dear friends, we can show up, observe, listen, and feel. And if you listen to the healing message for last week, I talked about fear, and one of my fears being riding my stallion Noche. And then I actually became fearful of sharing that, because that meant then that he wouldn't be perceived as the stallion that I wanted him to be perceived as by the world. And what I realized in the course of this week, I actually have so much to share with you guys, that was actually distracting me from connecting to him, because he isn't here to have him be portrayed as this great stallion. He will be if I come at it from a perspective of being who I am. And so in part, so there's many pieces that happened over the course between the last video and this one. And I'm going to get interrupted here by a grain truck right away. But another one of the pieces was that I shared with another very dear friend that I'd always wanted to be a cowgirl, and somewhere along the way I had to let go of that dream, or I did let go of that dream because I took on a different path, and that path actually led me full circle back this weekend to being able to partake in a ranch rodeo, something that I've never done before but always longed to do. And I was there, and it was awesome. And prior to that, I had shared with this friend that what I realized is I was finding my own path of being me, which actually wasn't a cowgirl. It was, when I looked up the word horsewoman in Spanish, because I've always resonated with the Spanish language and the Spanish culture. I have a love for vaquero horses and very Baroque, classic-looking, round, well-trained, bridled up, very responsive, sensitive horses. I think that's part of what drew me to the Morgan horse. But I looked up the word horsewoman in Spanish, because horsewoman in English just doesn't sound that beautiful. And the Spanish word for it is Amazona. And so when I looked that up, I actually found something that hit me in the gut as to being a core piece of my identity. I didn't realize that would actually bring up this much emotion, because I think when we find these pieces, it's like, oh my God, thank God I finally found this piece. It explains so much about my life. So I want to share that piece with you. And then there was this other piece that I realized and found my way to. This fear that I have with Noche is around riding him, because he's kind of stuck, meaning that when I am not being conscious of how I am connecting or riding him, he rears or bucks, which is, you could apply that to most any horse. But this is a powerful horse, and I know his potential, and it's phenomenal. And I know how he makes me feel when I'm connected. He is the softest, gentlest stallion. He lays down beside, like, it's just phenomenal. And yet he's powerful enough and honest enough that when I'm not being honest and true to myself, he shows me that in a way that makes me wake up and pay attention. Hence this scar on my face. And so Noche was born under a lunar eclipse, and a soul that comes into this world born under a lunar eclipse holds a lot of magic and mystery and gifts within the obscurity of being able to find and be who we truly are. And so what I just realized part of this week was that Noche is here not to help me look good or to have him look good. He's here to help me really wake up to who I am and not need to be somebody, like need to be a cowgirl or need to be this to prove something to somebody else, or because I need to be this. That's not who I am. And if I go back to those 4 pieces, all I need to do is show up, observe what he's telling me, listen to what he's telling me, and feel. And when I started doing that, his level of stuckness, that I could feel he was about to go into a rear, and I just shifted my focus and my concentration, and I asked for him to bend, and all I had on was a rope halter, and I was bareback, so I thought, well, if he rears, I'll just slide off the back. But I didn't want to slide off the back. I wanted to achieve this connection with him so that he would respond to me. And by me shifting my focus from needing him to become a trained stallion, all of a sudden he was responding to me. He was responding to this relationship that he's trying to help me find for me. And that's what these guys do. It's incredible, it's remarkable. It can be quite painful if you're unwilling to listen, like I sometimes am, because it means being vulnerable. And in our vulnerability is our authenticity. And they gave me those words years ago, and they ring true to this work today. And these horses are relentless in that they will not give up on us. So having said all of that, I would love to hear how that resonates for you guys and where you're at in your life. And I feel like there's more pieces that are coming together. And it's like we're breaking open into a new layer and level of understanding and awareness, but it's through those intuitive faculties, listening and feeling, and then observing and becoming the witness of ourselves in our authenticity, because we feel grounded in that. And so thank you to all of these people who have given me opportunity to really find clarity with this, and to this horse and his son and all of his offspring and all of these horses here, who I wouldn't be here doing these videos without them. So much love to all of you guys and all of our animals everywhere who show up for us like this. And I really look forward to opening up a new pathway for all of this information to come through, to be more support for all of us, myself, them, and you guys as well. So much love from myself and Noche and Magic and the entire Guided by Equus herd. And there was one more piece that just came to me that I wanted to add. A lot of equine guided work is done on the ground. Thank you. On the ground. But my longing is to ride them. And it's not just mine, because what I've realized is that's the evolution. It might not be for everyone who does this work in their relationship, but what these horses, the souls of these horses and me in this lifetime, that is our progression. And so by denying myself riding them, I was really feeling unfulfilled. And so to take that step to climb on their back is helping not only evolve our relationship, but it's giving me opportunity to bring new pieces and deeper meaning and deeper levels of information to this whole idea of universal horse wisdom that we can all bring into our lives. And that I wasn't going to fulfill that while just standing beside them. And so I believe that that's true probably for many of us. We have to get off. We have to find who we are on the ground. We have to become grounded in that so we can find this unity and harmony and partnership with them when we soar. So that is it for this week. Much love from myself and Magic and Noche.